Western Cape has the highest number of gang-related killings nationally, and Lavender Hill in particular, like many other communities in the province, is hard hit by gangsterism and drug abuse. Non-profit organization, the Guardians of the National Treasure, provides the hope that youngsters need. Here to tell us more about this initiative is Ralph Bowes. He's joining us via Skype this morning. Ralph, good morning. The Lavender Hill experience and your organization has got a bit of a personal ring to it because, I guess you grew up in the Cape Flats as well. What led you to start this NPO?
Good morning, Dan. Yes, I grew up in Lavender Hill. I was born in Lavender Hill, and I went primary school and high school in Lavender Hill. After qualifying at the University of Technology in Cape Town, I went to practice as an optician in England for 13 years. On my return, I discovered that Lavender Hill is completely broken. Broken to the extent that the amount of constant shooting, the living in constant fear, the extreme poverty, the substance abuse, and the neglect, the children were sitting in the shadow of neglect. And I decided to come back to work in this community to bring hope to those youngsters, the youth and the children, to change and to be the catalyst for change in Lavender Hill.
Now, when did you come back, exactly back to the country after your 13 years in the UK?
Yes, I returned 2018 with the vision to transform and uplift Lavender Hill.
Now, what kind of opportunities has your organization been creating for these young people in order to give them hope? Because from what you are saying, it's a very huge challenge you're facing.
The canvas that we're working is extremely challenging. You can say that again. On my return 2018, I found extreme layers of service levels and neglect. The absence of an alternative to a child that lives in such an impoverished area with the high levels of crime. So, and then our expectation that that child needs to be successful and live a positive life, that was quite baffling to me. So I first went into an 18-month phase where I did an investigation in Lavender Hill. I did an assessment and a needs analysis. I did the following, where I decided what is going to work with these youngsters, and I decided their passion will be the handle for me to bring about change and meaningful change. So we started with 14 soccer boys, and we started the soccer component in Lavender Hill. So after having 14 soccer boys, 2018, we now have about 203 SAFA registered young men playing in our local league on the South Peninsula LFA.
Have you found that their passion for soccer and your program has helped to take them off the streets? Because, besides substance abuse in Lavender Hill, we know there's gang-related violence.
Yes, when you use someone's passion, you have half the battle won. All you have to do is add the layers of support, the basic needs to that. So the soccer was basically a handle for me to recruit all the young men. The problem in Lavender Hill being gangsterism and gunmen. So the technique there was to recruit the young men, and today there are almost 10 teams in over 7 divisions under the league strong, a premier team that is top of the log, an under 14 team that's top of the log, 2 under 8 teams, 2 under 10 teams, 2 under 12 teams, 2 under 14 teams, the under 16, under 18, the first division, the premier team. That is after 18 months worth of work.
Now, Ralph, to sustain this, and if you're doing soccer and you speak about football, you need infrastructure. You need a place where they can be playing and you can still keep your project together. Are you getting support from the local authorities at all? Surprisingly,
the project is taking off. I've got right now about 150 birth certificates of young children, boys and girls aged from 6 right to 15 and 16, that wants to join the organization. There's been zero support. The support comes from the international communities. We have some support, heavy support from the Cape Flats Development Association and then Guardian. But the message here is that it's a successful project with no support.
Okay. Now, finally, fundraising must be very tough. Generally, with the economy being down, maybe you say you're getting international support. Are you planning any fundraising project? And everybody is watching and listening to this interview. How can they get in touch with your organization to support your efforts?
Let me firstly say the following. We are partnered with In Place of a War, an international organization, and the local sister company is the Crown Glass Production Company. We have most of the seed funding to build in the heart of Lavender Hill, on the gangland or the battlefield, to build a sanctuary, a beautiful space. So we have most of the funding. We are struggling with the city to get a lease to be able to build this space where there will be a recording studio, there will be netball and soccer, there will be a restaurant for the youth to come. So we have this seed funding, and we still waiting on an answer almost 18 months down the line to be able to build this, seeing that we have some of the seed funding. So that's a bit worrying for me that we have the international help and our leadership is not saying this is good, we want this, and support that idea. So that's from the one angle. So we hope the city will come to the table and give us that lease so we can heal our community and become self-sustained and stop waiting for handouts. When it comes to handouts, the middle layer and the top layer organizations that support and funds MPOs, we have to look into that because they do not know what the needs of our communities are. Okay. So we need work to be done on that.
Okay, well, Ralph, we wish you well with the City of Cape Town. Hopefully they'll approve that lease for you shortly so you can build that multi-purpose recreational centre in Lavender Hill.